How do I break down books into actionable steps? Depending on the book that you're reading, they may have already done this for you. Most books that are self-help or nonfiction are structured in a way where they're taking you along a journey where you are following information. They tell you, stop here, try doing this. What most people do, they don't stop. They're telling you, try this, write this down, do this. You just keep reading past it. Your goal is just to finish the book. But if your goal is to break it down into actionable steps, you cannot deny they have already given you the actionable steps that you need to do. If they made a recommendation, you trust the book to teach you. Stay there, right? Just have a piece of paper with you. Write down what they want you to write down. Now, let's say that the book does not have this. As a reader, you have to ask yourself, what kind of skills do you want to have? A lot of people, they have been taught to read and annotate. That may work for someone. What I find works for me, I just fold the page right by the ear. This part of the book was interesting. When I revisit it, I know that this was a page that was worth revisiting. Or I'll take a picture of the page, I'll share it with a friend. We start having a conversation about it, high-level conversation with me about it. You have an actionable step. You're having a dialogue with this text. You're getting direct thoughts that are your own. You have your thoughts, and now you have your friend, or however you identify that person to be. Those are some simple things that you can do. If you are trying to do something concrete, you want something step-by-step actionable plan, what I suggest is you want to put yourself in an environment for you to be successful. How do you do this? First, you want to make sure wherever you're reading, you can read there for at least 30 minutes with no interruption. The reason why the no interruption is important, you're gonna dedicate 30 minutes to reading, but you're also gonna dedicate another 30 minutes to writing out your ideas. The reason why you're only gonna do this for an hour, after an hour, most of the time, you just want a mental break. Take the mental break, do whatever you want, but you cannot keep doing what I'm about to suggest for a length of time. Even if the hour is too long, shorten it, do 15. 15 is too long, do 5. 5 what works for you. But here's the suggestion. When you read, have a journal, which in this, you're gonna date the journal. If today is January 1st, 2020, whatever, you're gonna put January 1st, 2020, whatever. You're gonna start reading the book. Identify, before you start reading, what are these chapters gonna be about? You're gonna answer this question. Why am I reading this book? Write that out. Why am I reading this book? Then you're gonna have another page, right? You're gonna ask yourself, what will I take away, apply from the book? Within the first 30 minutes of reading this book, you should be able to answer those two questions in full length. From there, park the book. Don't open the book for some time. The 30 minutes or whatever time you spend reading the book, you're just gonna focus on answering those two questions. Why am I reading it? What am I actually going to take away from this book? Then the next page, you're going to write out a part in your day that you're going to do this. You want to now build a habit of doing push-ups. Let's say you're doing diamond push-ups. You're going to say at 12 p.m. during my lunch break, before I eat, I will have to do 10 diamond push-ups every time I eat my lunch from Monday to Friday, or however your work schedule is. You are going to start with doing 10 diamond push-ups. That is what you would write out. That's your example. Then you would say, from this, I will achieve this suggestion in the book. You have to give yourself something that is unrelated to what the book is implementing, but then you gotta make sure that you're committing to implementing it. Then you write out, now that you started, the think of your 10 diamond push-ups, that is gonna be what sets you off into everything else. You just want to give yourself a cue. If the habit now is, let's say you want to practice coding, you're going to say, before you start coding, you're going to do the 10 diamond push-ups. You do the 10 diamond push-ups. You're going to say, for 15 minutes, I will do this level of coding. For 15 minutes, I'll do this level of research for coding. And then for the other 15 minutes, you're going to write a reflection on it. Now, in that time, 12 to 1, you have done this actionable step. You have to figure out what actionable steps work for you. So clearly the example of 12 to 1, if you're at work, you're probably not gonna have a full hour to be able to eat lunch. Let's say that you can do something at 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. You dedicate that 1 hour to doing this task. 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. you do the task, then 6 to 7, you do all the things that you need. Get bed, shower, clean, brush your teeth, whatever you wanna do, switch them around, whatever you wanna do. Give yourself a little hour earlier for wake up or a little hour later for bedtime, but you gotta find a significant amount of time that you're going to be able to use to truly implement what you're reading. If you're doing something for a skill, you got to make sure that you're going to be able to practice it. If you want to learn something how to code, you're going to need the equipment to code. How are you going to get that? What's the actual step to get the equipment that you need to code? Things of that nature. That's why the journal, you're going to write these things out. Your book is going to have all the information, but your journal is going to be your level of accountability with yourself. Now, what you could do, take that further, is give that book to a trusted friend and say, listen, I just wrote this pen out. If I don't do it, you need to hold me accountable. That works, but you have to be someone that has a level of efficiency. It will not give you a leeway